so yeah, that little bait, that's one of those Meredith colored baits that I like that color. You guys have probably seen me use it before, but I've just, and you can't get all these Strike King skirts into that. They kind of, where they cut them, you may end up with black up here, you may end up with this light. So I've got a couple more that are close to that, but that little dude right there, just, I was swimming, it didn't even hit the bottom. So I may need to look for that color chatterbait. We've got that crazy green one. But I was kind of going slow. I'm definitely, if I get another decent chunk on this, it could have been a one-hit deal, or it may be, you know, just another, as people call it, a piece of the puzzle on what kind of colors are hitting, which normally I like to throw a chartreusey color when it's, that bait fell down. When it's, you know, cloudy, overcast, darker skies, that brighter greens and chartreusey colors do, you know, like if you're throwing a zinkers, throw a coppertreuse. Oh, there's something here. Oh, dude, get over here. Get over here. Oh, they're chasing them out here now. Look right there. I just watched that. It started over there on the bank. And I just saw a little, you know, not much bigger than our swim bait fish chase that little mini school out. Well, do we have a, are you a one-hit wonder? You dog. Let's use you like a traditional jig, just throw you out, let you hit bottom. These, I feel anyway, no matter really what kind of tail you got. Dude, do I have a big fish? No. I just double, hook sets are free. I heard, I don't even know, who was it? It wasn't Mike Buka, it was, I think it was Butch. Butch Brown was one first person I kind of heard say that, or maybe it was Tactical, I don't know. I heard somebody say hook sets are free, and I thought, you know what, you're right. Sometimes you look like a moron, you just like yanked in the air kind of thing, but if you doubt something on the end of the line, it doesn't hurt to, you know, double check it. Because I've definitely pulled it out of, and you'd only, you know, you can only guess how big the fish was. You pulled it out of her mouth. I've like had times where I'm like, wiggle it and give it little light tugs to try to tickle it off the top of something. And you're like, oh, that was a fish's mouth. Come on. That is insane that you caught that fish and then nothing. The head keeps sliding down. Could be the issue. Or it could be that I need to get one of those swim baits out, put that on the one of our greenish colored. There was a bump. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this rigged up, but just to go off of, is there something to that bait? Hang on. Hang on. So here is my, what I guess, my jig box. Now there's a heavier jig I could rig up, but these are not really, in my opinion, this is more out in them, not for like flipping and pitching. Here's one that kind of is. Here's another flipping fluoro one. So I'm trying to talk myself into, there's another, I got a couple of those. Those are good color. I'm almost gonna take those skirts and use them on other ones because I'm not huge on throwing out in the middle of nowhere and working a football head. There's a crazy one I rigged up more for just casting around. I don't know what I did with my other little peanut butter and jelly. Somewhere I had, I don't know where it's at. There's a lighter weight peanut butter and jelly. I'm trying to find something I feel comfortable in throwing in there, which is probably, honestly, probably, there's another one too I was talking about. That one doesn't have, so it's a more subtle version, same kind of thing. Oh, he's got a cut down goat on him that is mowed down from being sitting in here. Well, I think I've talked myself into this peanut butter and jelly Zinkers thing. That was in my day box all along. So I'm going to try both. I've got this one in the green, that one peanut butter and jelly. Just throw them kind of close on the outskirts of that wood. I probably need to not be holding this one in my hand. Just before even clicking the bale, I'm watching that line. Pull that over the limb, letting it fall back down, watching that line the whole time. You can detect a tick or if it starts pulling. So yeah, that bait may have been a one-hit wonder. Do all that trouble. Let's go peanut butter and jelly, because it is always peanut butter and jelly time. And if there's a bait I have more of than anything, probably is the peanut butter and jelly little jigs from Rogers and peanut butter and jelly Zinkers, old ones anyway. Throw that dude out on these edges. That is deeper. There's a fish running with it. It just kept going and going. Come on. Okay, I still have yet to find a spinnerbait that just like, okay, that's it, that's the one. So in this bigger body of water where we're at right now anyway, I think like a rattle trap could also work. So I got my bone type colors, crawl type colors, but just that little one knock dude. That should be, Norm Coulter painted this. I just talked to Norm not too long ago. Tried to talk him into painting me a bait or two, but he ain't having it. So he does his own custom stuff. If you guys, Coulter Customs, I think is what it's called on Facebook. If you guys want to buy some baits and different stuff, check him out. But he doesn't do any like custom paint jobs anymore. But I think that's an old Excalibur, XR 50, whatever they call them, the half-ounce ones. Little one knocking one. So just to see, there's not, if you're looking for fish or brush, there's not really much better than nothing much better than a rattle trap. It'll find both. It'll find fish and it'll find any wood that you don't know about. Trust me, you will find it. Trick is with these is get them close to the grass, pull them out of grass, or just don't get them by brush if you can keep from it. But then sometimes just out everywhere they'll get hit. If there's an aggressive bass within range, they'll cast a mile, cast like a bullet. So I like to, if I'm just out in the middle of nowhere, just go at a steady pace and then pop it. So we got 7-to-1 reel. And if you know you're on sort of clear bottom, or you know there's no brush anyway, and you want to pull it out of grass, and there right there. That is a big fish. I think it's got me into something. That was a heck of a hit. I don't know how big the fish is, but I got gunk and everything now. If he's even on there still. That dude smacked it and then just went. I don't even know if there's a fish on that thing. Dude. I still don't know. I don't think there's a fish. No, there's a fish. Look at that. I promise you there is a fish. I can see the tail. I thought it was a giant because about the same time he hit it, I must have just been getting close to that grass. It just felt like a bunch of weight. Look at that nasty grass. Hang on before I tangle up everything. Let me close that box. Oh boy, he's on there. You guys can see him. There he is. Look, and that's, hear how crunchy that grass is? Oh, don't do that. Dude, I just let him go. I don't even want that mess. Hang on. Dude, I don't want you or that mess. I do want that bait back. That is a good, it's just one of those, oh, look at that, it's on my knot. Just pull him in. Oh gosh, let's go over here. There's no bait boxes. So I got line or gunk on my knot. That, hear how crunchy that is? Sorry, where'd you guys go? Hear how that crunches? It's like dead, gunked up. Hang on, let's get this dude first, I guess. He is hooked right in the head. So he hit it. Not sure exactly where he originally was on the hookup. But we got him. Now we got this to deal with. The good thing about that is it just breaks right up. Squeeze it. Oh my gosh. Definitely don't wipe your hands off on your pants. Rinse them off. We've even got soap, Dove soap, thanks to Olivia, somewhere in the boat. I'm gonna drop that down. Now one day I did that and I actually had a fish almost yanked the rod out of the boat. So let's regroup. All right, so maybe a bite that's always been here, that first time I really tried. We got old one-eyed Willie here. And that Poison Adrena 7-to-1 ratio reel does seem to work, but I'm basically just throwing it out there, reeling, giving it that little pop. And I kind of popped it, and man, when I went back to pick it back up, I felt the hit, and then I felt gunk, or felt the ton of weight. So at first I thought it was a giant fish, and then I realized it had me into the grass. So probably definitely a bite in the summertime anyway that's out here. This grass, it's deeper. You might be able to go faster with the 7-to-1, or if you have an 8-to-1, go slow and then pop it every once in a while. But I do believe that little pop, if they're following behind it, you can do that if you want. Like, just try whatever. Should have checked that hook, but that's good. Just grass. Grass won't cut your line, usually. That kind of grass. And I may need to slow down, get it way down there. We have definitely caught them all there's another. He's on there. Another little, that is a little dink. So there is a bite out there on a rattle trap. I don't know if I want to stick with it. It is also Dinksville. And I got my pliers right here. I might as well use them instead of getting myself hooked. But as you guys can see, I do this Poison Adrena 611 medium plus. Doesn't really matter which reel you put on it, but it is good for half-ounce rattle traps. Are perfect. I think it'll handle 3/4 no problem, but you definitely, you feel it a hit, you're gonna want to yank pretty hard with those, like the Booyah Hard Knocker and some of those that have that pretty good sized treble hooks on the 3/4 ounce bait. So this is basically a Booyah Hard Knocker that's custom painted, so I feel it and the Excaliburs are pretty much the same bait. Okay, battery went dead, so I went ahead and took that time to switch you guys back there for a little bit just to get some different angled footage, right? So still got Poison Adrena. I guess let me talk about this real quick. That is you can get the X Pride, you can even go down and get the SLX and the Corrados in a lot of the same sizes that they go all the way through the whole lineup, but as far as I know, the Poison Adrena is the only one that has a 611 medium plus. And that's one of the reasons they had this one up at Rogers, and I was like, man, I got it. That rod just feels good. So, multiple use rod, like it says right on it, right? Versatile, 611 medium plus. So they knew what they made when they made it. But for me, I think it may be my favorite thing to do are these rattle traps. Because at 611, you don't need a crazy, everybody tell you need these long rods, but it's just that right blend of everything, even the dinks. It'll handle big fish. I've caught big fish on it. You know, the rod just is very good for a lot of things. If I had to pick one thing, like where I'm going to try to use it more, are these half-ounce and the 3/4 rattle traps, because I don't really have, I have the reel set more for, you know, kind of loose, but where I don't have any issues with it, basically. So if I wanted more distance, I could get it simply by well, I could also go with the lighter line, loosen the reel up a little bit, but I feel the Adrena can cast the half-ounce out probably further than any of my other rods, except for maybe the Tequila back rack, but it also has it's that blend of castability and hook setting power, and you know, set the hook from way out there and yet, you know, not overpower all of your fish. Like I'm some people call it sport, fun fisherman, not a tournament guy. So I don't, you know, that just hook them and reel them to the boat. You'll see me do it sometimes, but like when the fish is a 2 pound or bigger, I like the fight of the thing. Even if I don't land the fish, I want to land it, but even if I don't land that fish. So I think most of my hits were coming out here. I can keep casting across, but I also may turn and like cast long ways, or more of like an angle. So I'm just taking a little bit of time to get out here, and I think I'm better off to go slow. It's a 7-to-1 reel, which I don't know, I'm still up in there on. I like 8-to-1 better than any of them, especially if you don't have a shallow spool. With an 8-1 or 8-5-to-1, you can just fill up half, 3/4 of the spool, and you have a slower reeling reel. I've yet to see it be an issue with casting distance. No, you didn't. Did you guys hear that? Now, I don't know if I may try one, just cast it out, let it sink to the bottom, but I think there's that gunk. Could be all the way across the bottom. We have not drifted that far, but I think those fish that we're hitting were coming up that way. But I'm going to make a few shots downrange. Hits the water. Well, that's all the line. It didn't cast all the line off, but so like I said, I got this reel set up more for casting ease. Still gets crazy distance than I do for overall distance, but I may end up getting stuck on wood right there. Oh, that was the first time I've actually felt it either tick off something or get bumped without like something being on it or in the grass. Sometimes you don't have to do a full sweep up, just something to change the overall. I'll let that one, I'll give it a little count and then go slower. It's pretty deep right there. It shows we're in 14 foot of water right here, so. Since I hardly ever hit this bigger part, I'm hoping bigger fish possibly get stirred up out here. Oh, there's something right under the boat. We just drifted over something. It wasn't necessarily a bowling ball, so. But just in case, I'm going to turn around right here, somewhere right there. The boat drifted right over something. So I'm going to let that little peanut butter and jelly jig hit bottom. So it's on bottom. Give it a couple jiggles. And I think what's happening is there's grass. We were on the edge of that grass up there. Alright, that didn't do nothing. Let's go. Let's go, boys. Yay, yay, yay. Yay, yay, yay. Okay. You guys are bad luck being back behind me. Okay, come on. I'm gonna let that sink. I think we're out of the grass. Something in my ear. Alright, that cast I'm letting sink because I think we're out of the grassy stuff. So then I just kind of pick it up, make sure I feel it doing what I think it should do. And then I may even hold the rod tip down just to be a little lower in that water column. Really almost like a chatterbait. You want to reel it just fast enough and you're trying to stay kind of down, just fast enough to feel it working, and go from there. I'm tempted if I to break out some of my other ones. I'm gonna do the same thing there. Cast it out, let it sink. Just when you know it's on bottom or think it's on bottom. Usually doesn't take up rattle trap long. They sink pretty fast. And just pick it up. So yeah, I think we drifted by. I usually don't backtrack, but I'm gonna backtrack real quick. I'm gonna go back up, try to find the edge where that grass stops, because we're in 14, 15 foot. I don't think it is out there, so but somewhere up there it's definitely shallower. So I'll kind of use, instead of even passing it with the boat, I'll just use this rattle trap to kind of find it. Find the fish. It's a little better chunk. Well, find the grass or the fish, one of the two. Oh no, he might come unhooked. Stay on him. It's a good chunk. So, yep. Just as I thought, there's probably grass starts right up here. This is roughly where they were. Nice chunk. Let's go. Catching them the old-fashioned way with the rod and reel, right? Let's go. Okay, so basically right over there where I was trying. So I may just stick with this plan. I was reeling fast, but I was moving the boat. That's why I was going kind of fast, and I think I still got down there. You almost really want to see how slow and down you can go. See, they're out there working, is what it is. See that right there? Try one more right across that spot. Man, I need a big fish. Big fish for the week would make it all better. Don't fall asleep at the reel. There's another one. Oh, the jumper. So we have already caught quite a few just on this rattle trap. That's a little one. We're going to let him. We're going to double dip him. See if we can take a little bit of the fire out of his sails. Nope, he's still fired up. Should make for a jumping material, right? You would think. You guys think he's a jumper? There's only one way to find out if they're really true, tried and true. Whoa, about fell out of the boat. Tried and true. That dude, he just won that battle. I got him in the boat, but he won that battle. That jumping battle, he destroyed me on. So, you guys hold still right there. Don't go anywhere. Let's see if I can back that up with another catch. Straight up that way. So I think they're basically between, there's a brush pile out there, or brush pile, but there's like a big laydown, like it fell out, and it still has a lot of the branches on it, whatever kind of tree that, oh, it just found the grass, I think, which could be good if I can keep it clean. I think I got some gunk on it. That may be where the big ones are, just above that grass. So see that grass, and it looks pretty good. It's pretty green anyway. It's got some dead stuff in it, but so it doesn't take long for that to get down there. But basically, right in between, if you drill a line to those two little laydowns, big laydown, little laydown, I think somewhere right in here is where the grass line stops. Basically, this center section is a little humped up, probably all the way throughout here, at least out to here somewhere. So if I was a big fish, I would be right in here somewhere. I would be right there. Halfway between that landing and us is a giant. Right? Just gotta go slow. Rod tip down. Just feel that bait still working. If I feel anything, I'm actually gonna almost yank like a hook set, just to, it's either going to be a fish or grass, and I don't want it to get caught in the grass, but I want it to catch the fish. So it's kind of that mentality when you're going a little deeper around grass with the, to where chatterbait, you kind of, I don't know, it's a little different process when you're working through grass with the chatterbait and rattle trap, but not much. You just going, you feel something, kind of sweep to the side, that way you don't lift it up, you just hold on the, you know, more so with the chatterbait, to whereas a rattle trap, a lot of times you need to pull up. You know, kind of a sweeping, but kind of an upward motion on the hook set. You know, technically it doesn't matter. Same hook set can catch them all, but just a little variances to where your jig, something bouncing on the bottoms, typically pop up. Little side sweep to almost any other type of moving bait. But like with the chatterbait, it's almost as sideways as you can stay. To where these, it's almost up here, not this. And then the jig is like this. So 12, 2, whatever, 430. Almost downward. Well, let's keep going up. We'll keep going up. Maybe there's a better bite. I didn't really start throwing across this thing until we got down here. There may be a better bite going further up. That's kind of why I'm backtracking. I went down, nothing. Going back up, we're starting to get on fish again. So just keep working our way up. And they all seem to be right out here in the middle. They're hitting a rattle trap anyway. Come on. Hook sets are free. Casts are technically free unless they're so long that they waste so much time. Doesn't hurt to try, do a little sweeping fan casting. The spot's real hot. Make sure there aren't. Oh, that was. You're gonna say that's a fish. So yeah, there's definitely a good little bite going on out here. And these aren't. I mean, they're kind of dinks, but they're not really dinks. That's a catch. Oh no, he still ain't ready. Worn out yet? Now you worn out? He may be worn out. No, he's still. Watch a big one come up. Let's try him now. Don't you do it. I'm bound determined to get a good jumper out of one of these. Out of one of these guys while I got you guys right there. Let's not fall out of the boat. Let's come over here. Let's try that angle. Come on. Nope. Dude, these fish are the most stubborn I've ever seen. Let's go.